Hey there! Are you like a good portion of Americans and have no idea how to tie a tie? Well, don't worry, I'm here to help. My name is Steve and I know slightly more on this subject than you do, so therefore, I'm an expert. Today we're going to be covering 3 different methods on tying a tie, so you too can learn to be styling and profiling. The first method that we're going to be covering today is called the 4-in-hand knot. This knot is very narrow and is more asymmetrical, but it's also the easiest one to do, which is why I use it a lot, because I'm lazy. To start off, you want the wide end of the tie at the right, about 12 inches below the narrow end at the left. You cross the wide end over the narrow end, and then underneath it, and then back over again. You then take the wide end and bring it up through the loop at the top, and then you carefully bring the wide end through the knot that you just made. Very carefully, you don't want to mess it up. And once it's down all the way, you tighten it up to your neck, and that is the 4-in-hand knot. Next up, we have the Shelby knot. It's also known as a Pratt knot, named after its inventor Gabriel Pratt, father of actor Chris Pratt, who invented it in 1973. That last sentence was a lie. So, the Pratt knot is a tidy and fairly wide knot, and to start out, you want the tie inside out.
Oh my god.
So, you bring the wide end beneath the narrow end, and then bring it upwards through the loop and down to the left. From there, you make sure the knot that is created is fairly tight. You bring the wide end over to the right, and then back up through the loop all the way, and then you bring the wide end down the knot you just made. And once that's all in place, you tighten it to your neck, and that is the Pratt or Shelby knot. Lastly, we have the half Windsor knot, which is a bit more complicated than the other knots that we've covered so far, but it's also more symmetrical. So you start by bringing the wide end over the narrow end, and then around the back, and then you raise the wide end into the air, and then down through the loop and to the right, so the tags are facing outward. You then bring the wide end over to the other side on the left, and then once again up through the loop, and then forward, and then you bring the wide end down the knot you've made, and tighten it to your neck. And that is the half Windsor knot. Thank you everybody for joining me on this wonderful journey through the magical world of neckties. To an outside observer, tying a tie seems like something impossible, like, wow, how am I ever supposed to learn how to do that? Well, really, practice does make perfect. A month ago, I couldn't do any of this, and look at me now. You could do anything, you could accomplish your dreams, and now you could tie a tie too. Thanks for joining me.